But we're talking crime in the historic French Quarter. 1 week ago, two tourists in town from Boston here for a faith-based conference were attacked, beaten, and then robbed. All four suspects were promptly arrested. This is video of that attack that happened in the 200 block of Bienville Street. Tonight, we're going to dig deep into this case, legally what's going on, and how safe is the New Orleans French Quarter. We have two people who are familiar faces to the hot seat. Legal analyst Robert Jenkins, security expert Mike Kahn. We'll get to you in 1 second, Mike. Robert, let's start off with you. All four of these defendants were charged with second-degree robbery. They were arrested with in about 72 hours of this crime. They appeared in court. Why this charge? Why second-degree robbery? And how has everything played out in court so far?
I know there's been an outcry about why not attempt murder or whatever, but that's not to indicate by the law that they tried to kill them. It was clearly a robbery. It was a horrendous robbery, so that's why the police department charged them correctly with second degree. Should something happen later that changed, the DA can up those charges, but the proper charge was the robbery and the second-degree battery.
The four defendants were all living at Covenant House just outside the French Quarter. They're all between the ages of 18 to 22 years old. Covenant House said they are praying for the victims in this case. They want justice, obviously, as well. Bond was set at $150,000 for three of the four, $75,000 for one. Is that normal or is that high, given the high-profile nature of this?
That's normal based on the vicious attack, and the fact of the matter is that they all fled and things of that nature. So it's not high. People probably wanted higher, but that's about right in terms of the bond hearing. But I can tell you, we'll talk about this later, it's likely when you get to a district judge to even go higher.
And they're going to be unable, it's our understanding. It was set last week by Magistrate Judge Harry Cantrell. They'll be unable to make that bond. They're all at the Orleans Justice Center right now. Mike, let's talk about second-degree robbery. Carries a maximum prison sentence of 40 years in jail. Is that the proper charge?
Absolutely. You know, the only other inclusive charge would have been second-degree battery because of the heinous nature and violent act of the way they struck the individual, which is inclusive in the second-degree robbery.
Videotape played a key in helping cops crack this case. You saw how crystal clear that video was. Caught a lot of people off guard. It was a big story, not just here in New Orleans, but in Boston, where these two victims were from. Is this the key to cracking this case and as we move forward to a prosecution?
Well, I'll tell you absolutely, and it played a major role in it. One of the big things was in this is it went to old-fashioned police work. So once the police aired the video and one individual came in and they spoke to him, then they levied that against the other individuals. And this was honestly police work at its finest and basic level of talking to one another and figuring out who did what, and the individuals really rolling on one another. So they did an excellent job with this.
Is the French Quarter, let's talk about crime in the French Quarter before we go back to Robert with more what's happening inside the courthouse and the legal aspect of this. But let's talk about the French Quarter right now. A lot of people see this, especially as we're wrapping up a big Essence Fest weekend here, and they say, wow, is the French Quarter safe? Police throw a lot of numbers out there, but I guess bottom line, is the French Quarter safe right now?
I tell you, in essence, it really is. And in certain areas, crime right now in the French Quarter, armed robberies are down almost 50%. Simple robberies are down almost 40%. So they really have done a great job in reducing crime in the French Quarter. Is there still crime? Yes, but it's been reduced drastically by the new regime and the 8th District Commander.
And police preach this. Is this accurate or not accurate? They preach that it's one incident like this, a high-profile incident involving tourists caught on video that illustrate or it shows what they feel is not an accurate snapshot of crime in the quarter. They feel like this is one isolated incident. Is that accurate?
Well, absolutely. And it's high profile and it's very violent. It touches everyone at the time of night that it happened and the way it happened. So absolutely. In this, it's not indicative of what's really going on in the 8th District right now. Legally,
Robert, this will move through the criminal justice system. These defendants have another hearing coming up in July, as we are now in July right now. But what happens next from here? Do they try to cut plea deals? Do they take this to a trial? It seems like you have a lot of defendants pointing the finger at each other.
Well, I'm sure one of the other attorneys is going to come and ask for bond reduction. That'll be next. But interesting, and as a point that has been overlooked, there's an issue about the confession. It seems to be that allegedly a reverend or a priest called in the NOPD and said that this individual confessed to me and brought him in. Then everything evolves from there. A good attorney, a defense attorney, is going to come in and jump on that because you have that privilege. And if they do it correctly, and if it falls like it sounds like these confessions may go away. Then you have a huge problem with this case.
You do a lot of work at Tulane Broad Orleans Parish Criminal Court. Is this the kind of case where the first man through the door may get a better deal? Because the punishment, while it's 40 years max, it's a very little amount of jail time if the judge wanted to be forgiving to these defendants. Is this the kind of deal where first guy through the door may get the best deal?
Exactly. But again, the first guy may not be the one that's going to come in and ask for what? The suppression of those confessions. Then you have a lot of issues because that confession, that first one, is going to be problematic for the district attorney's office.
You know, it's interesting in that, but it also seems that unrelated to that, when the second individual came in and confessed, he also talked about what the first individual did, then laid out the entire crime and what transpired. So it'll be interesting if you could tie those two in together.
Right. But if they got to the second individual from that reverend or priest giving that information, then you have the problem in itself about
fruit of the tree.
Exactly. And that's going to be very interesting in this case.
So you have a lot of people, Mike, in the French Quarter right now, not just police. The NOPD said when this attack happened, there were 50 officers working the quarter. They responded within 2 minutes. But you have the French Quarter Task Force, which is off-duty NOPD officers, and there are other entities and groups that are doing private patrols throughout the quarter right now. Does the city and French Quarter need more of that? Do they need more visibility? Because I know we talk about the numbers, but sometimes, whether it's right or wrong, perception is reality, and there is a perception out there for some that they just see an incident like this and say the French Quarter is not safe.
Every district needs more manpower. The entire police department needs more manpower. In this situation, I believe it was being patrolled properly, but you had 4 individuals who were waiting to jump on a victim. They waited, they ran up to him, they committed the crime and were gone within 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Very, very hard to control something like that if you have prey out there like that.
These 2 victims, one has been treated and released at a hospital. The other one wasn't critical. He's out of ICU now. Prosecutors said last week that his condition is actually improving. They were here for a faith-based conference. They're both members of the Unitarian Universalist Association that's based out of Boston. Actually, Robert, we were talking about this before we came on. Their leader, the head of their organization, said they're praying for mercy for the suspects here. While they're praying for mercy, the DA may not grant that mercy.
Well,
you were telling me.
I saw the story, and they're not going to get any mercy from the district attorney, Mr. Cannizzaro. They can forget that. So
why is that? Will he feel pressure for his office to prosecute this thoroughly, given the fact that it was tourist and it was caught on video?
I don't think he ever feels pressure. I think that he feels that he's going to prosecute to the fullest. And it's not that he doesn't believe in mercy, but he believes that they should get 40 years.
Is this a statement case for police, too?
Yeah, and these are 4 heinous individuals who have no respect for human life, where they came up and just beat this individual and then robbed him. So I think that this will be a very strong case for the police, for the DA's office, and it'll say a lot for the police department.
The good news for this case is that the second victim appears to be improving. Prosecutors said his condition was improving. Could the charge change, Mike, if his condition deteriorates or stays stable, or when we find out once and for all what his condition will be? Could the charge be upgraded at some time here?
So the charge would only be upgraded, as far as what I can see, is if he took a turn for the worse and actually died or went to that extent, just from the second-degree robbery, not right now, unless you see something different.
No, I agree fully with you that the only way I think it, if he took a turn for the worse or he dies, then they're going to upgrade it to murder, and he's correct.
All right. Robert Jenkins, legal analyst, Mike Kahn, security expert, will continue to cover all of the details on this high-profile attack and robbery that happened in the New Orleans French Quarter. For now, this is The Hot Seat. I'm Travers Mackel. Let's send it back to you at the news desk.